What's up, gamers? It's Above, and today we have the first Grandmaster guide for Season of the Haunted in Proving Grounds. Though this is one of the harder Grandmasters this season, the tips and tricks in this guide will help make your clears a breeze. If you enjoyed today's video, a like and subscription would be greatly appreciated. Now, let's get into it. Team comps will vary depending on your experience with this Grandmaster in previous seasons, but if you're looking for a team comp to help you with a one-time clear, I recommend 2 Banner Shield Titans with Ursa Furiosa and 1 Revenant Hunter with Aeon Gauntlets for a safe, consistent strategy. Banner Shield shines in the tank encounter, which is arguably the hardest part of this Grandmaster. They allow you to safely clear the most threatening enemies and generate an insane number of orbs to chain supers with your fire team. Revenant is used for ad control in several key parts of this Grandmaster, while the Aeons keep your team topped off on heavy ammo. You can substitute the Revenant Hunter for a Shadebinder or Chaos Reach, both of which are fantastic options as well. As for weapon loadouts, you'll need to come equipped for both barrier and unstoppable champions and have the ability to break both void and solar shields. There is an RNG chance of an Arc Centurion appearing in the tank encounter, but I wouldn't worry about this too much. This Grandmaster also features a solar singe, which will factor into our choice of heavy weapon. My ideal loadout would consist of 3 Arbalists to manage barrier champions, while also covering all 3 shield types, a Void Scout Rifle to manage unstoppable champions and the long-range engagements throughout this Grandmaster, and the Cataclysmic Linear Fusion Rifle in the heavy slot to take advantage of the Solar Singe. If you don't have Arbalist at your disposal, Ariana's Vow is a solid replacement, as it can also cover barrier champions and will benefit from the Solar Singe as well. If you don't have Cataclysmic in your heavy slot, Sleeper Simulant is a fantastic alternative, but you'll need to lean on seasonal mods to stun champions. I wouldn't recommend Galahorn here simply because of its ammo economy. Linears are ideal for this Grandmaster. As for key armor mods, I highly recommend using Armor of the Dying Star and Concussive Dampener to counter the 50% increased Solar Singe damage, Sect of Insight on your Aeon Gauntlets to provide your fire team with heavy ammo, Special Finisher for a more consistent source of special for your Arbalists, and Reactive Pulse to grant you an overshield when performing finishers. It's also worth noting that Resilience will be crucial in Grandmasters this season. The closer you can get to Tier 10 Resilience, the better, as Tier 10 will grant you a 40% damage resistance, which is almost on par with pre-nerf Protective Light. Diving right into the Nightfall, hop on your Sparrow and head left to the pipes on the side of the hill. You can skip the ads near the bottom and use this high ground to pick off the unstoppable champion from a distance. Once dead, begin climbing the pipes and keep your eye out for a lone turret that spawns in this area. You can then use these pipes for cover and continue pushing up the hill to spawn a barrier champion. Take out that champ, then continue moving forward to the top of the hill. You don't need to worry about taking out the rest of the ads just yet. As you push up, another unstoppable champion will spawn in, but you actually want to leave this champ alive to prevent overlapping ad spawns with the mini-boss later on. When you reach the top of the hill, there will be 3 turrets to take care of, 1 on your close left and 2 on your far right. These should be your first priority because once they're dead, you can use this platform as cover for the rest of the encounter. Clear the ads, then take out the unstoppable champion, and when it dies, the door to the land tank will open and spawn a mini boss along with another unstop. We like to spawn kill this champ because it allows you to focus on the mini boss for the rest of the encounter. You'll need to reach the 50% health gate to progress the encounter, and when you do so, the mini boss will spawn a bubble along with another unstoppable champion out of the door to your close left. Stun the champ as it walks out and get a finisher to replenish your heavy ammo. Once you've cleared the ads, work as a team to draw the aggro of the mini-boss while one person flanks around the back to break the shield generator. And a funny little tip, in case you didn't know, is that if you're close enough to the mini-boss, he won't actually shoot you, and he doesn't have a stomp mechanic, which means you can break the bubble safely with virtually no risk to you. Your linear should be able to break the bubble with just a few shots, which will allow you to kill the boss and open the door to the land tank. Before jumping down, make sure both of your banner shields are ready to go. You can clear a few ads from the room up top, but when you drop down, there will be 2 barrier champions, 2 Centurion mini-bosses, 3 interceptors, and a wave of trash mobs waiting for you. The timing of your banner shields is crucial for success in this encounter, so you'll want to keep a close eye on your super bar and communicate with your teammates as much as possible. I like to count down from 5 when my super has 1/4 remaining, and have the second banner banner shield pop when I reach 2 on my countdown. This provides overlap between your banner shields, which means you have 0 downtime when blocking incoming damage. Pop your first banner shield as you drop down, and have your Revenant throw their Silence and Squall at the bridge in front of you. This will suppress the adds long enough for you to clear other priority targets, and you want to start by focusing the snipers perched on the platforms to your right and left hand sides. You can then focus on the Centurion mini-boss that pushes up to you aggressively. Next, take out the barrier champions, and once these are dead, the only remaining threats are the interceptors, which you can easily avoid by playing cover on this high ground. Their hitboxes are a bit wonky though, so I recommend team shotting them one by one to take them out quickly. Start with the interceptors on your close right and left, collect ammo around the arena if needed, then wait for your banner shields to regen before killing the final interceptor, because when this dies, the next phase of the fight will begin. I like to play from the back right hand side of the arena. It has decent cover and provides great sight lines on our highest priority targets. As the bay doors open and the tanks reveal themselves, we're going to pop our first banner shield. And while this is happening, our hunter will throw their Silence and Squall at the middle bridge yet again. Prioritize the snipers on the perches to your top right and left, then focus on the right tank. Once dead, take out the barrier champion on the ramp below you, but remember, do not get greedy clearing adds here. Make sure you stick to your banner shield timings to avoid ending up in orbit. At this point, the right side of the arena should be relatively clear, which means we can focus on the second tank. We're going to kill this as quickly as possible because once both tanks are dead, the encounter becomes significantly easier. The champions will move to the back of the arena, which gives us much more freedom to roam around the room and clear the remaining adds. Make sure to get a finisher on the final barrier champion, and once all the adds have been cleared, the door will open and we're moving on. The next encounter is actually quite simple. The goal is to take the charge from each of the outer rooms and dunk them in the center room. Each side has a mini boss, champion, and adds defending the charge. Use banner shield to your advantage here, as it makes it extremely easy to clear each side. Just make sure to keep an eye out for the snipers above the tank tracks. Once the first room is clear, pick up the orb, then drop it again. This will open the door, but instead of trying to deposit the orb right away, we're going to clear the room. Gladiators will begin rushing towards you, and they're extremely aggressive, so we're going to back up and take them out from a distance. And once they're dead, we can take out the turrets to the top left, followed by the adds on our right. And I recommend getting a finisher on the champion to restock on ammo. Once the room is clear, head back to the first orb and dunk it in the center deposit. This will open the door that leads to the other side. We're going to rinse and repeat this exact process. Pop a banner shield and clear the room, but make sure to leave the mini boss alive this time, because when this enemy dies, it triggers the spawn of gladiators behind you. So if we kill this enemy too early, we'll get pinched, which can send us back to orbit. Once you've cleared the room and are in a safe position to kill the mini boss, pick up the orb, then clear the adds once again. Finish the barrier and dunk the second orb to open the door to the elevator. This room will have a large wave of enemies, including both barrier and unstoppable champions. Feel free to use your supers to your advantage here, because we get them back for free in the boss room. Top off on ammo as needed, hop on the elevator, and we're heading to the boss encounter. This encounter has intimidated players for several seasons now, but it's actually quite simple once you have the rotations down. We'll be playing on either side of this structure that we refer to as the oven. This has a lot of utility because we can pass through it to bait solar seekers and evade the boss aggro if needed. Activate the lever to start the encounter, which will automatically refund your supers as I mentioned before. Head to the left of the oven and pop your first banner shield as the boss spawns in. He'll instantly summon solar seekers, and this banner shield will give our team safety to reposition to where we'll be playing throughout this encounter. The boss will settle in the middle of the arena, and after about 10 seconds, you'll hear an audio cue that indicates adds are spawning out of the doors above you on either side. You'll want to split up and kill both sets of adds, and once clear, we can begin damaging the boss. And remember, you can use the hallway to bait fireballs during DPS as needed. Once the boss hits 2/3 health, he'll put up his protective shield and spawn in 2 unstoppable champions. But before you health gate the boss, you want to group up and spawn kill one of the unstops. They'll spawn out of these doors on both sides of the oven. Make sure to wait until the unstop has made it completely out of the doorway before stunning it, otherwise it can bug the stun and allow the champ to rush towards you. While you're killing the first champion, champion, I recommend popping a banner shield to protect yourselves from the fireballs. The second unstop will then make its way over to you, which means you can get it low and finish it to replenish your heavy ammo. Once the unstops are dead, you can actually wait out the fireball attacks from the boss. It has a limited number that it can summon, which means we can simply wait them out, then work as a team to break the shield generator. I like to have one person use this barricade for cover as they bait, and simply jump and shoot repeatedly to maintain boss aggro. This will allow your teammates to wrap around the back of the bubble to break the shield generator. When you do this, ads will spawn out of the doors near the oven yet again, and the boss will summon its fireballs at the same time. Your two teammates should pop a banner shield to stay alive, while the person who was baiting leaves slightly early to safely reposition and spawn kill their side of the arena. Once clear, damage the boss until it reaches the 1/3 health gate. It's at this point that you want to reposition to the far side of the room from which we entered. Two unstoppable champions will spawn in, and making this rotation gives you long sight lines on the unstops. And as long as you're near the back wall of the arena, you'll be out of the Solar Seeker range as well. The unstops can get stuck in the doorways from which they spawn, so if you don't see them after a few seconds, be aware that they will likely teleport towards you. But if you do see them walking, you can deal with them as normal. I like to finish at least one of these champions for ammo to make sure we have enough for the final boss bake. Once the fireballs stop, take turns baiting aggro as you make your way back towards the oven. And once you have teammates on either side of the boss, take turns getting shots on the generator until it breaks. And when it does, the boss will jump to the center of the arena and begin to aggro you. This will also trigger the spawn of ads out of the upper doors one last time. So spawn kill them, continue using the oven to bait the boss, and kill it to make the Proving Grounds Grandmaster Nightfall a GG. If you found this guide useful, a like and subscription would be greatly appreciated. And if you want to go a step further in supporting me, you can use code above at checkout over at Advanced GG for 10% off your order. They offer organic caffeine alternatives to the others that make you crash, and have their hydrate line as well for incredible non-caffeinated flavors. Anyways guys, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Peace!